has the penny finally dropped with Errol Spence? I sure hope so, because I was, a big admirer of Spence's ability from very early on in his career. I liked his attitude that he had as a young pro coming up. He was real hungry, blue collar, almost like a welterweight Marvin Hagler in terms of his attitude and the way he went about his business in the ring. But after becoming champion, he fell off. His attitude changed, and I was very alarmed to see him turning up drunk at press conferences, hanging around with the Charlos and Adrian Broner and Gervonta Davis and clowns like that. And I made videos at the time expressing my concern. And you had certain individuals in the comment section who were attacking me for being concerned about Errol Spence being drunk at press conferences and whatnot. They were basically giving Spence carte blanche to carry on doing what he was doing. And there's a saying, with friends like these, who needs enemies? Well, with fans like that, who needs haters? Because fans, if you really love a fighter or you like a fighter and you want to see him at his absolute best, you want to see him become as successful as he can possibly be and fulfill his potential, then when you see him going off the rails, you shouldn't be making excuses for it, because fans do have an influence over fighters' behavior, to some degree or another. So when a fighter is going off the rails and the fans are just egging him on and bigging him up on social media, well, he's going to carry on doing what he's doing, or there's more chance he'll just carry on doing what he's doing. But if millions of fans are saying, whoa, Errol, chill. You're going off the rails here, bro. Like, I'm a fan, but you can't be behaving this way and expect to have long-term success at the top of boxing. And so that's the angle I was coming from. But yeah, all these PBC fanboys, etc., started attacking me, saying, oh no, leave Spence alone and he can go out drinking. It's not going to hurt him. And well, he nearly lost his life because of going down that path. Yeah? It's not just having a drink. It's the company you're keeping. It's the fact that his attitude was changing. He was blowing up in weight a lot more. He never used to blow up in weight to that degree between fights. In fact, he was mocking Kell Brook in lead up to their fight for the fact that Brook was the one blowing up in between fights. And actually Brook was, living a lifestyle that wasn't very conducive to long-term success as well. Okay. But at the time, Spence was the one with the correct attitude at that point. But when he became champion, it all went downhill. So long preamble there, but let me just quote Errol Spence here directly. He said, that car accident, was eye-opening for me. He says, I told myself, you're tripping now. You're saying all this stuff and you're doing it for your family. You want to be great. You want to be a legend. Then get back on your A game. It was a blessing. It put a lot of things in perspective. I was on a high. I was flawless, so to say. It pulled me down. It knocked me down. Right at the time of the accident, I was taking a lot of stuff for granted. I was heading that way. I was heading down that path towards self-destruction. I was taking a lot of stuff for granted. Even the Sean Porter fight, it was showing that I was slacking off all stuff. Even the Mikey Garcia, I beat him all 12 rounds and won every round, but the power wasn't there. I should have finished him, but the power wasn't there because I was trying so hard to make weight. The day of the weigh-in, I was sitting in the sauna for an hour and I didn't sweat. I had a sauna suit on, my hoodie. I didn't sweat until I was like an hour in there just to make weight. Then I could only go up 10 pounds. I had to look myself in the mirror. A lot of guys, they get in an accident or do something wrong. They don't look at themselves in the mirror. Someone else do something and they'll put the fault on them, the blame on them, and critique that person. When it's time to criticize yourself, a lot of guys won't do that. It's tough. I had to do that to myself. I'm the hunted right now. There's a lot of games behind me. like I was, and they coming up behind me. There's an X on my chest, and they're trying to knock me off. So those are the words of Errol Spence. Finally, it seems like the penny's dropping. And these are all the things I said prior to Errol Spence getting in that car accident. I was saying this for, at least a year prior, that Spence is headed down the wrong path. And all those PBC fanboys were attacking me in the comment section of my videos. Leave Spence alone, and you're just a hater and this, that. No. I was never a hater. I always liked Errol Spence as a fighter. I was always a big admirer of his ability. I picked him to beat Kell Brook. Go back and check those videos. Yeah, I had to take a lot of heat from the British fans when I kept on picking Errol Spence to beat Kell Brook. As soon as Errol Spence got made mandatory, I was saying, I think he's going to beat Brook. You know? Didn't go down well with British fans. So it's never been about me hating Spence. It's just been about seeing a guy with a lot of talent, a lot of ability, throw it all away, you know? But here's the thing. Is it too late for Errol Spence to get back on his A game and fix his attitude? Is it too late? Because the physical damage done to his body might mean that we never see him at his best ever again. We might never see the Errol Spence who fought, whoever, Kell Brook, even though he probably wasn't 100% when he fought Brook. But that's what we have to wait and find out about. When Errol Spence gets in the ring, how's he going to look? Will he be able to move the way he used to? Will he be able to punch the way he did? One of the things that I quickly spotted when Errol Spence started appearing in public again and doing interviews is that his front teeth were false teeth. Did anybody else spot that? I spotted that immediately. I immediately, they're not his real teeth. They look far too straight and far too white to be his real teeth. And lo and behold, there was some article which came out a couple of days ago where Errol Spence said, indeed, he lost his teeth in the crash. His teeth came out, his front teeth. So he had to have some, I don't know the technical term. I'm not a dentist, but he had to have some type of false teeth put in, but they're not permanent false teeth. So now, over the next, couple of weeks or whatever the case may be, he's going to have proper permanent false teeth put in. So that just gives you an indication of just some of the injury he suffered in that horror car crash. Could have lost his life. And hopefully it is the wake-up call. And the wake-up call is not just for his career in terms of, treating his body better and getting his mind right. No, but in life in general. The path he was on is the path to self-destruction. Errol Spence isn't a street kid. He isn't a kid who came up in and out of prison, running around in it. No, that's not Errol Spence. So don't start hustling backwards. Don't start, once you've made it and, you don't have any criminal history or anything like that. Don't then start hanging around with people who can drag you down into that world. That's called hustling backwards. You don't do that. Once you reach a certain level, like an Errol Spence, you don't need no hustlers and them kind of people around you. Hell no. They will drag you down into their world and make you part of it. And you don't want to be part of that. Trust me. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. It's Hatman, I'm out. Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.